Morning everyone, back again. I thought I'd do another update. I know I said I'd do one a lot sooner last time, just life getting in the way. Had a few personal issues lately and stuff, so yeah, just been snowed under, especially with work and that. But yeah, just thought I'd do a quick update on the tank. It's not going to be as long as usual because today, Bank Holiday Monday, I've got stuff to do. I want to try and get myself out the ass, try and forget about a few things. Yeah, so tank's doing well. I've just put a little bit of food in the gourmet defroster at the moment, so yeah, the fish are going to start using that in a minute. They're always waiting around for it. All doing really well. Corals are doing well. I have had a couple of issues lately with trying to get my alkalinity stable. Put the doser in and I just couldn't get it. I couldn't get it all set right and stuff like that. I've got a bubble magus doser. Yeah, couldn't get it set right, and I ended up bleaching a couple of SPS frags, 2 of them, and also this one, Hystrix up there. On the right hand side you can just see a few tips that are still okay, so I have actually left it, but the rest is just covered in algae and it is ready to come out really. And also there's a colony at the back there. There's probably a quarter of that one left, and you can see the green SPS tips, but the rest of it had actually bleached, which I'm gutted about. The rest of my SPS though, they are doing really well. I've got a red one there. They're really bright of a night time. They really do come out bright. So I mean, at the moment, the last week now, my alkalinity's been really stable, and I must say I knew it was stable because everything's just been doing so well. A lot of things are looking a hell of a lot bigger. Things like my humours and that, they're really expanding well. This lever really does expand well. The mushrooms just look huge at the moment. Everything looks a lot bigger than normal. The zoa heads, they're looking really big. So yeah, I know it's definitely doing well. I've had a few of my candy cane heads. They've split lately. And yeah, just expanded a hell of a lot bigger. That SPS one is doing quite well. Forgive me, I still can't remember all the names. My humours, they're having more bloody baby humours than I can keep count now. They really are, the recordias. There really are lots of them. Same with this one. This one, you can't see it now. It did drop another one a couple of days ago. Bright fluorescent one. But yeah, that's a whole pile of them on there. My GSP really didn't do well. I made a mistake by trying to frag a couple of bits off of it because I wanted to try and get it growing on the back of the tank either side of the filter section. Yeah, I tried fragging it and I have ruined it really, so I've got another one of those coming soon. There's still a few heads on it and I know it will grow back, but it's nothing compared to what it was. It was doing really well. The other week I snapped off a little bit of one of my chalice there, so I ended up putting it down there. But yeah, that's growing back already. That's doing well. I've stuck a few pieces on lately as well, so yeah, that one, that's doubled in size, that plate. It's a really lovely looking plate. It really is. And those I just can't keep away from me, really can't. Let's move the last bit of that around. Yeah, hammer, that started to have like a bulbous head on it. It's like a balloon blowed up inside it. I was reading about, and some people were saying that's how they split. Some people were saying hammers don't split. But yeah, that's definitely got a lot larger, and it does look like a couple of the sections are splitting in the middle, starting to divide. So yeah, everything inside the tank is doing well. I had a couple of issues with ammonia, slight little traces of it, and I managed to get that all settled down by, I bought a product called Bacto Rocks. Sorry, I'm moving around here. I bought a product called Bacto Rocks, which are loads of little porous rocks, like Marine Pure, basically. I put them inside a bag inside the sump, and since then, after a week, there's obviously a lot of good bacteria built up in there, and yeah, I haven't had an issue with ammonia, touch wood, at all. Everything's been absolutely fine. My nitrite has completely disappeared, it's at 0 now. Phosphates and nitrates have been doing really well. The algae light reactor, I actually cleared that out the other day. I'll show you in the sump in a minute. I cleared that out the other day for the first time. It has been growing. It's been growing slower because I'm still dosing Nopox at the same time, just to keep everything in check. But yeah, I cleared it out and it was so healthy. It was full of all different things in there: copepods, arthropods, little tiny stars, which I had to get rid of a few of them. Yeah, no, all doing really well. my problem with my sand, it was getting really dirty at one stage. It's actually been a lot cleaner than this in the last couple of weeks, but for some reason it's gone a little bit dirty again. And when I done my water change this morning, 10 minutes ago, I didn't actually clean the sand. I went through the sump this time, so it does look a little bit dirty still. I added a nice colony of jasmine. I really like the look of that. I've got a... sorry, just thought someone was coming to the door then. Yeah, I got myself a nice scoly, little mini one. I had to glue it to a piece of rock because I was fed up with my sand sifting Mr. over here, Gobi. I was fed up with him keep lifting it up every time he moved around, and also the snails were doing that, so I glued it to a little bit of rock. That's doing fine. I need to do something with this guy because he does get a little bit peed off with the sand keep being spat at him. That's unfortunately what happens when you've got Gobi. One of my Antheias, you can see there, I think he is turning in to the dominant one, the male. You can see his tall dorsal fin now. His fins are changing a hell of a lot compared to the other one. So yeah, he seems to be thriving. Haven't had any more issues with any of the fish. The tangs are doing really well. Now the purple is actually the same size as the yellow. When I bought him, he was half the size because I heard that the purples were a lot more aggressive. But yeah, he seems to have got to the same size as the yellow now. They still, you can see, they still chase each other about now and again, but there's no real fighting involved. It's just, I'm sure it's bloody horseplay. I'm sure of it. But yeah, everyone's doing well inside the tank. That little man Sheldon, he's got so much bigger than when we first got him, the Cardinal. He's doing really well. Yeah, my clowns, they've doubled in size. One is still, that one there is still tiny compared to the other one, but yeah, they really have grown. They really have. So really, really happy with how everything's going. I managed to get this will only apply to a couple of people, on my Apex, the Conductivity X you see there, that's the salinity probe. I actually managed to get that working. It took me absolutely ages to get it working. Basically I tried all the calibration solution, it just wouldn't work. I ended up sacking off the calibration solution after reading so many different articles on the internet. Got rid of the calibration solution because I knew my salinity was at 35 or very, very close to it. I put the salinity probe, let's open up the sump. Unfortunately the light doesn't work in here, I'm afraid. It's decided to blow itself up this morning. So yeah, it's not working, but it's pretty bright anyway. So yeah, my probes which are down there. The salinity probe, I actually put it under the water and I turned the probe almost upside down and give it a few taps, and that let all the air bubbles out. Basically, before they say put it at a slight angle and give it a tap, and there's a hole in the side of the probe and the bubbles will come out. Well, they don't, not all the time. So if you are having problems with your salinity probe and it's not measuring correctly, turn it upside down inside your sump in the water, as long as you know it's 35 or thereabouts, whatever salinity you want it at. Turn it upside down inside your sump, keep it under the water, and then put it up on the side where it needs to go so that it doesn't come back out and get any more air bubbles. And yeah, mine's been reading absolutely spot on since then. I'm so happy I got it working. Looking at parameters, so as you can see, the last few days now, my alkalinity has been more stable. I had a couple of issues with it, quite a few changes. I've actually changed from Coral Pro, the Red Sea Coral Pro salt. I've changed now to the Red Sea Blue Bucket salt. So yeah, I want to try and keep the alkalinity down because it was far too high on my other sheets. It's been up as high as like 10.5, nearly 11, which that's what they say on Coral Pro that they want you to sit at, or it's recommended to, but I just wanted to keep it lower and I'm trying to keep everything stable. So, yep, that's all looking good at the moment. I'm also trying to do my testing at around about the same time, within like an hour. Because I was doing some in the morning, some in the evening, and I know you get fluctuations in like pH and salinity and things like that during the day. So yeah, trying to keep that stable. I've done a little sheet here. This was, I've left it on the side. This was a month ago when I went to Barbados with my other half. I left this for my brother, so he knew exactly what to do and when to do it while I was away. That really worked out well. He done absolutely brilliant. I didn't have any dramas while I was away, so really happy about that. Getting inside. Algae light reactor, that's off at the moment. There's literally only a couple of little pieces inside there at the moment. As I say, I emptied that out. my dosing, still only dosing alkalinity. Don't need to do calcium and magnesium. There's just not enough uptake at the moment because everything's pretty small in there. Doser up there, the bubble magus, only pump 1 running at the moment, and I've put the dosing tube onto a little bracket there, so it just drops in. And yeah, I divided it up so it's doing like only a mil at a time. It's doing quite a lot of 1 mil doses though during the day. Make myself a little rack just to keep everything a little bit more organised. Even got my toothbrush in there. Yeah, everything's nice and organised in there, whereas it was all over the floor before. So anyone with a Reefer 250, you can actually fit quite a lot of gear in there as long as it's all organised. That was just made out of moisture resistant MDF, then painted afterwards. Made sure it fit everything that I wanted in there. In the sump section, literally just, as I say, this morning on my water change, I cleaned out my sump area because I have bought myself some Miracle Mud. I've been advised or recommended to by one of my mates online, John Gwynn, on the Red Sea forum. He recommended me to try the Miracle Mud. That's only half of the bag that I've brought at the moment. I'm trying half a bag for a month and then I'll put the second half. I'll probably build a table, a clear table out of glass on top of that, so it's got plenty of flow, and then I'll stack the other one on top rather than put it underneath my skimmer because that will raise my skimmer. Albeit John said that raising the skimmer, he's actually works better now. But yeah, I'll try and put it on top if I can. If not, then the other one will go next to it. So yeah, hopefully in a week's time, 2 weeks' time, I'll get back to you on how that's performing, and hopefully it should be working well. Apparently, move over here. There's that's the Miracle Mud. Apparently it's supposed to release trace elements into the water. John said he just can't recommend it enough. He said it's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I've got these Systema, just Tupperware dishes. That's a 2 litre one. Got them from Sainsbury's, and I've just equally put half and half in each one. Filled that with salt water to the top, let all the dust settle, etc. Then I put it into the tank once I'd emptied my tank out. Once I'd emptied my sump out, sorry. Then carefully took the lid off, started slowly filling the sump back up. I had some filter floss, which is still in there at the minute, just to catch any crap that might have got over towards the bubble trap sponge. So yeah, I'll take that out later once everything's settled down. But yeah, I really do hope that we see some improvements with the Miracle Mud. Got my UV steriliser on the side. That's been helping to keep the water really, really clear. At the moment, the water is a bit hazy, but that's only because I've just put the mud in. So hopefully that'll all clear up. I'm sure it will. I've got the carbon in as well. So yeah, as I say, I'm only going to keep this one relatively short. If you've got any comments, leave them below as normal. But yeah, otherwise I will do another update in a week's time. Thanks very much for watching, guys. See you later. Bye bye.